Hey Clean Team, it's one of your leaders, Melanie Racer, and I am here to share with you how to have a fall or spring or any time of year you want to have one open house. It's super important, I think, to have an open house to maintain a connection between you and your customers, you and your host, you and your friends who buy Norwex from you and love Norwex. It just reminds people, hey, I still do Norwex. Hey, Norwex has new products. Hey, bring a friend and teach them about the Safe Haven 5. It's just super important. Even if you put out a ton of invitations and you don't get a ton of people that come, every year I believe it gets better. So I'm going to give you the stats of my open house. This was my 4th year doing this style of open house in the fall. I want you to know that I invited 150 people via postcard, and I messaged at least 80 people personally, like super personally, like, hey Nancy, how are the kids liking school this year? How is it going having your kids at preschool for the first time? I wanted to let you know I have a fall open house coming up, blah, blah, blah. I would love to see you come. I'm talking super personal messages. I spent the majority of my time prepping for my open house by doing personal messages. That is the biggest thing I want you guys to take away. You can do all the setup, all of the work, but if you don't personally get on your phone, text them, Facebook message them, call them, invite them to come, they won't come. Every time I reached out to somebody, they either changed their RSVP to maybe or yes, or oh, I'm so sorry I can't go, but can I order online? Okay, so here are my stats. Are you ready? I had 37 buying guests. 28 of them were in person, and I did sub A of $3,150, and I got 9 bookings. Now, I want you to know of those 9 bookings, all but 2 were repeat hosts. So consistency matters. Doing this year after year, staying in touch with your hosts, staying in touch with your customers, doing follow up. You might not see it come to life the next day, but over time, consistency matters, okay? So don't get discouraged if you're like, I could never do that. Yes, you can. Consistency matters. Like I said, this was my biggest one, and it's not about comparison, okay? If you have an open house and you have any sub A, that is awesome. If you have an open house and you just put yourself out there and reach out to your customers, that is awesome. One other quick note is you don't have to do it exactly how I do it. I'm just going to give you some ideas. You can have a very successful open house and change how I do things, tweak how I do things, or do things completely different. This is just what works for me. And then I also want to give credit to Jen Burmeister, who's on this team. She and I talk a lot, and we bounce ideas off of each other. So a lot of my ideas bouncing back and forth come from her and us just talking. And then actually I got the ideas of the stations from another Norwex consultant named Maria, who's not on our team. So talk to other Norwex consultants. We go farther together. Okay, let's get into how I did it, okay? So I'm going to post all of these. I have 10 steps on how to do it. I'm going to post these, and I'm going to post all my stations. I'm going to post everything that you need in the Clean Team under photo albums and files, okay? Okay, so the first step is pick a date. And you want to pick it, a little bit out so that you can plan for it. I did 3 times for the first time. Friday night, Saturday morning, and Sunday afternoon. Friday night was the most popular. Saturday was still popular, but not as popular. Sunday, I only had 2 people come, but they took their time. They both had $100 orders, and they both booked a party. So it's totally worth it for me to have a Sunday. I would highly suggest you to do 2 dates, because if you're going to put all the work, effort, and setup into it, then have it for 2 dates. If you can't have it at your house and you're having it somewhere else, like a coffee shop or a friend's house, 1 date is better than nothing. The second thing is make a Frankie list. Friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, kids connections, and internet friends. Every year I have new people I invite from my Frankie list, and sometimes I don't hear back from them at all. I invite them and it's like crickets, and sometimes I invite them and I'm so surprised that they come, or not surprised, but I'm so delighted that they come. Okay, so make a new Frankie list. Every year you're meeting new people, adding people to your Frankie list. Then you want to make a list of all of your former hosts, and then all of the parties you've had this last year. I sent a postcard to every person who I met in person at a party. I sent a postcard to them too. Okay, so then you're going to make a postcard. This postcard does not need to be fancy. I made mine in Canva, and then Canva actually prints and ships you the postcards, so you don't have to worry about like uploading files, and it was $35 for 150 of them shipped. I think that's about as cheap as you can get it. But you could also make a postcard in Vistaprint. Make a postcard. What it needs to say is your dates, that you're excited, the times, and like there'll be giveaways and kind of making people excited for that. I will also upload images of my postcard. So what I did is I mailed my postcards, and then 2 to 3 days later after I mailed them, then I set up my Facebook group or my Facebook event to invite the people to the event. And I was very strategic in that. The reason why I did that is they got a postcard in the mail, like, because it's so much more personal than a Facebook invite, right? So they got a postcard in the mail that said, I can't wait to see you, or you're invited to my Fall Norwex house with all of the details. And then 2 or 3 days later, they get an invite from me on Facebook. And it just reminds them, oh, right, I have this open house. And then I started personally messaging so many people. Like I said, I spent hours messaging people, just here and there when I could, nap time, when I had a couple minutes. Like I just worked through my list and just started messaging people. The next thing is figure out what you're going to give away. I kind of save stuff up all year to give away. I also give away, so you're hosting this party, right? So you're going to get a ton of products for free. So I give away most of those products for free, or I give away most of the products that I get in the host package. I also always have a party open in my back office, and I always try to close it on mop month. So I have a mop. So I always try to give away a mop. I only give away one because I want people to book in mop month, but I want the excitement of winning a mop. Another thing I did this year for the first time was called Win My Discount. So I picked 3 people. Again, remember, I had 37 people. So if you had 10 people come, pick one, make it ration it to your size, to get my discount on their product. So if they bought $100 worth of product without shipping and tax, then I paid them $35 back in Venmo, a check in the mail. There's so many ways that you can pay someone. And people loved that. Now, that means I didn't make as much money on the open house, but I also didn't lose any money by doing that. You don't have to do 35%. Next year, I might do 25% even, get 25% off your order. But I also wanted it as a recruiting seed of get my discount. I want people to be doing the math of what 35% is in their head. So that was super fun. And then I also gave away shopping sprees because, again, when you close your party, you're going to have shopping sprees, in your party to spend. So I'm not losing any money on the shopping sprees. I'm just distributing out the host rewards. And then figure out how you're going to give it away. And I'll post this, I have a ticket system. So if you come, you get 2 tickets. If you order online, you get 2 tickets. If you brought a friend, you got 10 tickets because I really wanted them to bring a friend. For every $20 you spent, you got a ticket. If you booked a party, if you asked me about my job, etc., etc. Again, I'll post that graphic. But I gave them that graphic on their clipboard. So on their clipboard was that graphic, an information form, which I'll talk about in just a minute, the October specials, the October host rewards, their order form, and a catalog. So they knew as they were making their order, every $20 I spend, I get another ticket. And people were really wanting tickets because the prizes were so good. Again, I've built my way up to these prizes. Don't feel like your prizes have to be this big right away. Give away what you get for free from Norwex, okay? The host rewards are free. You're the host of this party. Give away the host rewards if you don't have anything else, or give away a percentage of the sale because it doesn't cost you anything. I know you don't make as much, but it doesn't cost you anything on your pocket, and it's a write-off. And then figure out what kind of food. Step 9 is figure out what kind of food you're going to serve. And this is my biggest piece of advice. Keep it super simple. Do not spend a lot of money on food. Do not spend a lot of time on food. People just need something to munch on. On Friday night, my mom made them for me actually, but just bars from a box. And I popped popcorn. People love salty and chocolate. So we had bars and popcorn. And then I bought a bunch of bubbly. So bubbly is just sparkling water, and there's a ton of flavors, and people kind of love that. I bought like 6 different flavors. Saturday morning, I had donuts and coffee, and then Sunday afternoon, I just reused the bars and the donuts that I had left over. So just keep it simple. Do not spend a lot of money on food. People do not eat a lot of food at these things. And then step 10 is make a graphic to share it on your VIP group. I also shared this on my personal page, but I didn't share on my personal page that I would be doing a ton of giveaways because you can't do that. But market. That is something I did differently this time. I did a lot more marketing. I posted it on my VIP page every couple of days. I posted it on my personal page probably 3 or 4 times. And every time I did, I got a little traction. I posted it the night of and the morning of. I posted it. I did an email to all of my customers twice about it. One kind of far out and then one a couple days in advance. I did it in my business page. within reason, do a lot of marketing, personal messaging and marketing. You put it out there once, people are not going to remember. You have to remind them and remind them and remind them. You might feel like you're annoying them, but they don't have to click on the image if they don't want to. They don't have to open the email if they don't want to. And that's why when you personally message them, it shouldn't be a generic message. It should be super personal so they know that you really value them as a customer and want them to come to your party. And just a couple other things that made this year easier. I learn a couple of things every year. So this year I made this information form, and I offer $2 shipping at my party if they do stations. So I'll post the stations. Stations are a great thing to do because it gives them something to do. So I have a Safe Haven 5 station for those who are new to Norwex, and then I had all the new products in a station. So it's things like watch the sheet video, feel the new texture of the kitchen cloth, clean iPad with the new tech cloth, things like that. So it gives them things to do and actually touch, feel, and try the products. And so once they did their stations, I had them fill out this form. So it has their name. It told me if they brought a friend or not. And then it gave me a spot to tell me how many tickets they had. And then it asked if they wanted to have a party. And I just made this super simple. It said, are you interested in booking a party anytime between now and February 28th and receive a $50 bonus shopping spree from me, plus all of the host rewards that you'll get? And then I wrote, yes, maybe in the spring, no. And then I wrote, what kind of party would you like? In-home, Facebook, or a wine and coffee or wine and catalog or coffee and catalog party. And so I had a lot of people, of my 9 bookings, they're all a pretty good mixture of those 3 things. And then it asked, are you interested in learning more about becoming a Norwex consultant? And then I had information forms for them if anyone was interested in that. And the other thing I did is I charge everyone $2 shipping that comes to my party and does the stations. I feel like that's a reward for them. And this year, for the first time, I direct shipped everybody. So even my next door neighbor, I can literally see her house right now. She was someone new on my Frankie list. I direct shipped it to them because that way I have $3,000 parties sitting in my back office. Everything is shipped off, and now I'm just waiting to hear from the people who want to buy the shopping sprees. I'm just waiting that won the shopping sprees. I'm just waiting to hear from them so I can close the party and then get them the prizes later. I think getting them the prizes later is fine. I want to get them their products as soon as possible. Because I charged $2 shipping times 28, that really helped that gave me another $50+ in shipping costs. You can offer free shipping, you can offer $3 shipping, you can offer $5 shipping, whatever you want. I have found $2 as a really nice number for me and my customers. Gives them a really good deal, but it also gives me a little bit of buffer so I can direct ship it to everyone and not lose all my profit on the direct shipping. And then I don't really offer any other deals besides that. The $2 shipping is the biggest deal, and then they win prizes. And then I do it. So I last night I did my drawing of all of my people. So I literally had I put their name on a piece of paper and I cut the piece of paper out and I draw names. And then if someone doesn't win anything, I personally give them something. Finally, for my online orders, if someone couldn't make it, but they said, can I make an order online? I said, absolutely, and you'll get tickets into the drawing, and I'll mail you a free gift. So I give them a body cloth, a kitchen cloth, or a travel cloth, or a counter cloth. And the reason why I do that is they paid full price in shipping, so I'm going to reward them with a gift. So that's what I do for my online orders, and I had 9 online orders, which is the most I've ever had, and it's the first time I've offered a free gift when you do direct shipping. Okay, so this got long. I'm really sorry. Feel free to ask questions. And again, look in the files and the photo albums of the Clean Team to find out, to get all my forms. And you are free to use anything and everything and copy it exactly how you want to do it. You can copy it word for word. But just remember, it doesn't have to look this way. Just remember, just try it. It doesn't have to be perfect. It might be a flop. It won't be, though, I don't think. But just put yourself out there and try it. You just might be surprised. Best of luck, everyone. Have a fabulous day. Thanks for watching.